like to really mess up food, like you really got to try. Like the fact that I can make decent food and decent meals cooking means like you shouldn't be able to fuck it up. And if you can fuck it up, it might be too complicated to eat. No reason to do it. Like we're not fucking Michelin chefs here. You know what I mean? We're not doing that stuff. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, smoked salmon, dude. That sounds great. That sounds real good. Welcome everybody to the open bar here on Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King. It's your good friend Jimbo right over there. You know the deal. Like, share, let people know we exist. That's fantastic. You want to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. If you're new here or haven't done so yet, please do so as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so very much. If you want to help us out even more, donation station and merch store links in, I used to say top of the chat. It appears now to be at the bottom of the chat. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but it's there. Also, it's in the description below this video if you want to help us out there. I did sign up for Patreon. So technically right now, Stay Tuned Sports has a Patreon. But I still feel weird about it. I feel almost icky about it, even though we've had people like Crafty in the chat, which Crafty is in the chat. Hi, Crafty. Thank you so much for joining us. Who have told us about, you know, like, oh, go to Patreon because doing the Buy Me a Coffee, it's hard. It limits how you can pay. It does all that kind of stuff. So, oh, go Patreon. It's like, okay, so our own chat, our own supporters, subscribers are telling us to go to Patreon. So I go to Patreon. But the thing is, with Patreon, you can't do like a one-off donation. You can't do like Pecan had done, you know, which he still leads with $115 there in the chat. It's all like membership. Now again, you can sign up for a membership and then immediately cancel it, and then, you know, so that you could do that as like the one-time payment. But it's weird to make people jump through hoops. And I don't mind the idea of like the whole membership thing for, you know, $5, $3, whatever. But the part that I feel bad about is like, okay, but if you're going to do like a membership, like a rolling membership, I feel like you should get something. And I have no idea what to give anybody. I have no idea what to offer. It's like, oh, as a membership perk, you get to, I don't know, I would make a Patreon exclusive video of my ramblings about why certain logos suck or some are good. Like, I you know, like, what do you do that, you know, with that? And I know some people do that. Like they have like the Patreon exclusive stream where if you're, you know, the members in the $5 tier, you get to see this or see that or do blah, 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 whatever. It's just, I don't want to do that yet until I know firmly what we're doing. And it feels like somebody's getting something for their $5.
Yeah.
You know, a month. So that's what I'm doing. So long-winded way to say that it, you know, the Buy Me a Coffee link is still what we have there in the chat and in the description below. We do have a Patreon. We're working on it though. So I'll just say that because I don't want to be that guy. You know, I don't want to be the guy that just has people like, oh, give us money. Why? Because, you know, I'm glad people do donate to us. Like I said, mostly Pecan. We have had a couple other people donate to us as well, and we appreciate every single donation we've ever gotten. So, and hopefully with Patreon, that will go up. But I still want to feel like we're giving people who sign up for our Patreon and for memberships something, you know, like I don't want to, you know, I mean, I'm broke ass poor as it is. I understand that. We have a merch store, which I can't buy my own merch from the merch store because I don't have any money to buy it. So like, I get it, but outside of that, Jimbo, how are we doing? It's been a week since we, had this nice little conversation. What's going on? I see you wearing a real shit-colored jersey right now, but, you know, hey, what? Yeah. You know, you can't have it. Nobody's gotten to quite the winning streak that those New Jersey Devils are. We're already, you know, we're not officially out of the playoffs yet, but we're out of the fucking playoffs, let's be honest. But, you know, of course, we'll leave it to us to now to all of a sudden learn how to score and play well and win, you know, 11 out of 12 games or whatever the fuck it is we've done. But yeah, how we doing?
You know, I guess me jumping into watching some Flyers games this past week or so, I see why all the fans are saying fire Rick Tocchet.
You're still in the thick of the race, though.
We are, but it's like he's trying to get us out of that thick of the race. I mean, the young kids are playing good, and who we played the other night? The Blue Jackets, I think we played.
Right.
And he scratched two of the young kids that were playing real well, and we ended up losing 3-2. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, if they have chemistry, going and the momentum going, why are you taking people out to fuck with that momentum?
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes when you look at it with hockey coaches, and boy, hockey coaches do get recycled a ton.
Yeah.
But the one thing I've noticed with that, and it can happen in anything, but I think specifically hockey, and I think basketball as well, college basketball, not so much the NBA. NBA, nobody gives a shit. But the tendency is you can overcoach. You can say, well, I'm gonna sit this guy. I'm gonna put this guy here. I'm gonna, in hockey, I'm gonna shift this guy around, see how he works on this line with this person, and blah 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 blah. And like you said, they can do that, and then sometimes, boy, it'll click, and you'll have a line that you put together, and boy, all the guys on the line, just know how to work with each other, great chemistry and stuff like that, and great coaches know to stop there. Then you have other coaches that will do that, see that work, and be like, I wonder if I can make it even better, and keep on doing the 3-card Monty with them, and it can end up screwing stuff up. So that being said, Flyers aren't out of the race. They are still in the thick of the wild card race, so there's still, there's still hope there. Unlike my New Jersey Devils, who decided to, I think we started the season 9-1. Like we lost our first game to Florida, then won like 8 or 9 straight games. It was like one of the best streaks we ever had. Then proceeded over the next 3 months to lose just about every game. And then after the Olympics, all of a sudden, we know how to play hockey again. It's like, what the? All in time to now. Again, there is some good news for all this. The Rangers were officially eliminated from the playoffs a couple days ago. So, congratulations, Rangers, for being the first team eliminated from the playoff race. That's fantastic. Good accomplishment, great accomplishment. We all enjoy that. Thank you so very much. So there, at least there's that. I guess I have to look forward to. It's like, yeah, we're not going to make the playoffs, but we're probably going to finish ahead of the Rangers. So a win's a win. A win's a win in that case. And we're already 2-0 against the Rangers. We've got one more game against them, I believe. So if we go 3-0 against the Rangers, which, by the way, only 3 games against your division biggest rivals, like NHL, fucking, you got to fix that. It used to be 6 games. Sometimes 8 games between your division. Like, that's, like, yes, that's what it should be. 3 games against Devils and Rangers? Like, that's absurd. I don't give a shit if we play the fucking Seattle Kraken. I don't care. Oh, the Utah Mammoth are coming to town. Eat shit. Great jerseys. I love the logo. Fantastic. I hope they do well. Hope all the Mormons are just soaking in it right now. Congratulations. I don't care. I want to see Devils Rangers. That's what Devils Flyers. To an extent, Devils Islanders, I suppose. Devils Capitals is still good. Devils Penguins. Yeah, I want to see those divisional matchups. I want to see that. I don't want to see fucking nobody gives a shit fucking Seattle Kraken. Great jerseys. Yeah. Love the sweaters. Congratulations, all you guys. You can use that to try to cover up all the hobo shit in your city. That's fantastic. But I don't care. Like, give me the Devils Rangers. What are we doing? So that's all I'll say about that. That's all I got to say about that. What else were we talking about here? Did you see Tiger Woods got into another car accident?
I was just about to bring that up. In honor of Tiger Woods, I actually have golf on because that's the only thing that's on right now.
This motherfucker, man.
DUI, property damage, refusal to... I don't know. The headlines to refusal. Well, what do you refuse? The arrest or sobriety test?
I don't know. Here's what I have here. This is from our good friends at Espen. Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash on Jupiter Island, Florida on Friday, according to the Marin County Sheriff's Office. Let's take a look here. We'll switch right over there. Oh, look at that. You can see look at that. No details on the cause of the crash or Woods' condition were immediately released by the Sheriff's Office. Police are investigating, and County Sheriff's official is scheduled to speak with reporters at 5 p.m. Oh, okay, so like an hour ago, but yeah. I have no idea what they said. Crash occurred just after 2 p.m. Happened in the same town where Woods lives. A photo taken by WPTV in West Palm Beach, Florida, showed what was reportedly Woods' SUV on the driver's side. Woods, who's 50 years old, which, by the way, if you didn't feel old enough already, yeah, Tiger Woods, 50 years old. Wow. Holy shit. I spent the last several months recovering from a ruptured Achilles tendon and another back surgery. And a 50-time major champion competed for the first time in more than a year during Tuesday's Top Golf League finals, where his Jupiter Lynx golf club team lost to the Los Angeles Golf Club. He has been weighing whether to return to the PGA Tour at the Masters at Augusta, the first major of the season, which begins on April 9th. This might put a damper on that. Woods last competed on a PGA Tour in July of 24, when he missed the cut at the Open Championship at Royal Troon Golf Club in Scotland. Beautiful place. Scotland, outside of the fascist government there, Scotland is beautiful. Love it.
Yeah.
In February of 2021, as we all remember, Woods suffered significant leg injuries in a one-car crash outside of Los Angeles in which his SUV rolled over several times and left him trapped in the car. Has a tendency to roll over his fucking SUVs, does he not? Little suspicious. He later had surgery to deal with open fractures in his lower right leg, had a rod placed in his tibia after he put his rod into so many other blonde models, and had screws and pins inserted in his foot and ankle during emergency surgery. He's got it tight. I'll say that. He's got it tight. And, dude, his wife his ex-wife was a smoke show.
Yeah.
Absolute smoke show. And so, but he just couldn't keep it out. I was like, and everybody he cheated on looked just like her. I think even the girl that he's with now looks just blonde, pale skin, looks like she's from fucking Sweden. It's like, isn't the whole point of cheating to if you're going to? Which, by the way, don't cheat anybody. Like, can we all be honest? Just don't. But the motivation that a lot of people say is, oh, I need, you want to get a change of something. I want some strange, as they say. You want to, I don't want to be with just one person. Why are you going to cheat on somebody to be with the same exact person you're with? Come on, Tiger. Yeah. Use your head. The one here. Ice machine's working. There we go. Called it. Woods was hospitalized for 3 weeks following that surgery. At the 2021 Hero World Challenge in the Bahamas, Woods said, I'm lucky to be alive and also have a limb. Obviously not that lucky because your ass keeps on fucking doing it. He said he was 50-50 of whether part of his right leg could have been amputated. He had at least one more surgery related to those injuries back in April of 23. And so they did arrest him. So here's the one article which came out at 3:22. Now there's one here from 5:14. Tiger Woods showed signs of impairment, and he was arrested at the scene of the car crash, which struck another vehicle and rolled over his Land Rover, authorities say. So, shocker, might have been drunk. Crash occurred, as we saw, about 2 p.m., Jupiter Island, blah, 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 all that stuff. Who is this? John Budenseek, who's the sheriff of Martin County, said investigators at the scene found Woods to be showing signs of impairment. He did a breathalyzer. Well, that also could be that he just was in a fucking car wreck. You don't know. Maybe he's got CTE. I don't know. This is why it's all innocent until proven guilty. He did a breathalyzer test, which came out negative. See? Was negative.
Oh, okay.
But he refused to take a urine test. Authorities charged him with driving under the influence. And you can fight that in court. Court. Property damage, refusal to submit to lawful tests. Oh, maybe it wasn't booze. Maybe it was pills or something. Maybe it was more medicinal, if you will.
Yeah.
They didn't say they smelled marijuana. So I don't know if he was that. So it might have been like Vicodin or something. Who knows? That's why he wouldn't take the piss test. Because if he pissed,
that would make sense.
Yeah, so that could be. I'd still fight it, He's got good lawyers. He'll fight it. Excel Sports, Woods' management team did not immediately respond to text messages seeking information. Looking to see if there's anything new here. Just that. That's it. So he was arrested for driving impaired. How dare you, Mr. Woods? What kind of example are you showing for the children? Think of the children. What he does, dude, like, again, it's just like growing up with Tiger Woods when he became the youngest Masters champion when he was like, what, 17, 18 years old and blew up on the scene. Growing up with that and him being like a ubiquitous part of sports, the sports scenery, sports culture. Like, you rooted for the guy. You always root for greatness. I always rooted for greatness. I always liked Tiger Woods. I mean, it was must. Like, he made people watch golf.
Yeah.
Like, that's the crazy shit about it. So you just watch him playing golf and doing it, and you root for him. And you're like, man, I want to do well. And then you see him just keep on making some of these mistakes, and it's like, all right, but he'll learn. He'll learn from this. He's gonna learn. He's gonna learn. He's gonna stop cheating on supermodel wives and girlfriends. He's gonna stop rolling his fucking car over, driving impaired, and doing all that kind of shit.
And the thing is that, like, I'm hoping his son, who they say is probably a lot better than Tiger was at his age, sees this and says, okay, I'm going to do the opposite of what he's doing, and doesn't turn into his father when it comes to this type of stuff.
You got to stay away from the substances. You got to stop drinking, first of all. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but you can't be sitting there drinking stuff and thinking you can get away with it. What? To be fair, we are both at home. We are not going anywhere after this. We are in for the night, as they say. So having a couple of beverages in the comfort and safety of your own domicile. Nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. You sit there and enjoy it. If you happen to be somebody who maybe has a problem with that, doesn't want to do that, and that's fine. We understand that. And first of all, congratulations to you, and keep up that good work. Don't let demons like us tempt you with this delicious amber-colored beverage, or Jimbo with his twisted tea that he always keeps covered up because
because
it's too cold in my hand.
Us.
I don't want to. Come on, man. Like, be a man. Be a man.
No, they don't sponsor us. If they want me to show the label, $1 an episode is fine.
Nobody's ever going to sponsor us. Nobody's ever going to sponsor us. Like, that's why I kind of want to get that Patreon up and running.
I wonder if that's why that betting one didn't want to sponsor us anymore. They went back, saw some of the episodes, was like, wow, we made a bad decision here.
That could be. I Grow Fighting in the chat. He says, don't tempt me with a good time. We'll try not to. That one was weird because we did have little behind the scenes here, folks. A little how the sausage is made. About a year ago. It was a little over a year ago. I think it was before.
The first time was 2 years.
Was it?
Yeah, because
that's right. Last year was the other
one.
That's right. And then the other one was.
Yeah.
So what had happened was Jimbo had reached out and he got contacted by this place called Bet Stamps. Was it Bet Stamps? I think it was.
Yeah.
And honestly, at the time, like, a great idea for a betting website. It was basically like a betting site aggregator, in which you were able to go there and it would give you all the lines from all the different books that were out there, like DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever. And then you could bet which one gave you the best odds to win more money and blah, blah, blah. Great idea. So they come to us and are like, here's what we do. We'll pay. I think it was going to be like a couple $100. Here's a couple $100 for like 3 months. You run some ads for us. You do a couple live reads, and also we'll set you guys up with an account, and so you can do show live betting on your stream, so you're a part of it, and you can do all that, and that's fine. The problem was Jimbo was in Pennsylvania, and Bet Stamps wasn't available in Pennsylvania yet. It still may not be. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And my address is in Pennsylvania. I do come to Jersey often. You see me in Jersey, but I didn't have like certain things set up for like the correct documentation or whatever. I'm not an illegal, so don't fucking leave ice out of it. Fucking ice under. I'm gonna end up in a fucking detention center in Texas.
You're gonna hear the sirens in about 2 minutes.
Woo! All of a sudden, I don't know. I've talked too much shit, pro eyes. I don't know if I can really turn back on that.
We talked about it last week with the enemy to stay with me last week.
Yeah. So I don't know. But either way, I wasn't able to also sign up for it. So since neither one of us could sign up for the actual use of the BetStamps app, they kind of pulled everything and said, okay, well, if you can't do that, then we'll wait until we're either in Pennsylvania or until one of you get paperwork figured out or whatever, and we'll get it all worked out then. So then, fast forward to last year. Now we're at last year. Jimbo contacts BetStamps again. I was like, contact them, see what's up, see if we could do something. We contact them, and we end up having a phone meeting with whoever their new director of marketing is. And they have changed everything. Now they do the same thing that almost every other company out there does, which is hey, here's the thing, we'll give you a code, and if some of your listeners use the code to sign up, you'll get a small couple cent commission on each one of those. And I was like, we had done that with Dubby. We had done that with some of the other ones, in which I tried to do Dubby again, and I was just like, that's.
Yeah.
But it's essentially the same thing. And it was just like, I'm not putting in the effort if I'm not going to get the money, which sucks because it was really the only company offering sponsorships for podcasts of our size, channels of our size, actual real dollars to do sponsorships. And now, like, you cannot find, nobody does that. None of them. Like, read Shadow Legends. Like, it's all, use the code in the description or use this code and you'll get so much % off, whatever. And that's because then it goes to, if you use the code, it goes back, the advertiser will get, a certain amount back or some shit like that. It's like, I'm not, like, no, I was adamant that, and the reason I reached out again is was like, we didn't find anything else that was even close to what they were able to do. And then to find out that they completely shifted. And maybe they did because they realized maybe for them that was unsustainable,
Yeah.
And so part of me gets
That's
that
what I
as
think
well.
happened.
But, like, especially with some of these bigger ones, it's just like, you can put out a couple, like I said, right now, if somebody offered us like $400 for 3 months worth of advertisements, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Do it in a heartbeat. Not even a question. But nobody does that because they can get you to do it and put it out there. And they know that the majority of people, and this is something I learned in radio when I worked in radio as well, you can offer something free and 98 to 99% of the people will still ignore it. And I bring up the story all the time is we used to do basically free concerts up at 97.9X in the studios. It was like, come up. If you were part of the text club. Like if you're part of the club, we would send out a mass text to everybody that was part of the 97.9X text club. You do that. Hey, at 4 p.m., just show up. We're having a secret show, and it's going to be this, that, or the other thing. And I remember the one time, I think we had like 16 people show up. And at that time, we had the largest text club, a radio text club in America at that point. Because they had, the people who worked there, McKay, who was the program director, and other people there, they really pushed that. They really wanted to make that work, more so than even New York and other places. It was almost like, I guess they were testing it there. I have no idea. But at that time, we had the largest text club for a radio station in the U.S. And still. So you talk about a text that gets out to hundreds of thousands of people, and 16 people showed up.
Yeah, I always thought you guys were like packing them in there.
No. And this is what I mean. So when you talk about like the way people do this with, enter the code, STS15 and say 15% off of Raid Shadow Legends. I'm using that just as an example. It's like, for the company, it's really almost no skin, no skin off their back, because they'll get the name out there. Even if we only have a couple people watch us, they'll get the name out there. And they also know that most people aren't going to use the code to go pick that up. They'll just remember, oh, yeah, that looks like fun. Maybe I'll try it. They'll forget the code, and then they'll just do it. So they don't have to pay out anything. They get and again, I'm just using that as an example, but there's so many different ones. BetterHelp is one of the other ones, you think about. And anytime you see it where it's like, enter the code, this channel 15, and, you get all that, that's what it is. They're not getting money from those advertisers. They're not really getting sponsored by those advertisers. They're getting, if you sign up for it, they'll get a couple cents off of that per one. So it's really a racket. It's really a scheme, and I have no time for it. It's just like, listen,
I totally agree.
I've been poor long enough to where it's like, I'm not going to sit there and beg for shit. If you want to offer us something, if you want to give a couple bucks to people, anybody, I know I understand we are beyond small of a channel.
Yeah.
But, like I said, $400 for 3 months, you're talking about, what is that? A little over $100 a month for us to, and if you don't think that I would be putting in maximum effort in doing fucking commercials or bits or live reads or shit like that, if anybody remembers the old days, and there are probably not a lot of people in here from then, but I remember the old days of me and you doing our W reads.
Yeah.
Our W reads, I feel anyway, particularly, I thought our W reads were fucking great. They were weird. They were off the wall. We kind of wung a lot of it, but they were entertaining and they were fun. If you don't think I'm going to put extra effort into that shit, especially now that I have like a lot more ability to do some editing and quick stuff like that, Crafty always hates how much how much effort I put into the intros. Just imagine me doing an intro, but commercial. I could do that for your product. For $400 for 3 months, I could do that.
Crafty.
And it would just piss Crafty off more. That's true, too.
Yeah.
He'd just be like, another intro and a commercial. Oh, my God.
No.
Alicia in the chat. Great to see you, Alicia. Thank you so much. He says, hello, looking good, boys. Jimbo extra happy after being fed. Yes, smoked salmon he got fed. Very nice. And then there's another Alicia. That's Alice. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Alice, what's up? I miss Alice. I haven't seen Alice in forever. So, who are we that we are sitting on YouTube on Friday evening instead of filling a kegerator for the weekend? Remember that? I remember that kegerator fridge. That thing was a beaut. That was a beaut.
Happy New Year,
dude! What the times that we had in that apartment was. There were some good times. There were some good times with
there's a lot of good stories.
Even with She Who Shall Not Be Named. There were some good times in that apartment.
Yes.
I was almost getting ready to say, I was like, did Alicia have another account? Who was that? And it's like, no, wait, that's Alice. Oh shit,
Yeah.
Alice. I love her. She's awesome. She's short. There's something about short girls that are just so entertaining to me. I don't know why. It's just they're fun. They're funny. They're just fun to have around.
Yeah. And to kind of like answer Alice's question, like we kind of touched on it with Tiger Woods being 50 years old. How old do you feel now? Well, that's why, because we're old.
No,
we don't want to go out no more.
Boy, yeah, that's it's. Well, here's the thing. Like, Alice has 2 kids.
Yeah.
What? Like that like every now and then I got to stop and think about it. It's like, what? Like it doesn't compute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when I think about my eldest niece who has a kid. And I'm like, what?
The one that went to Gettysburg or whatever?
Yes.
Oh, really? I didn't know she had a kid.
She had a kid. Cute kid, big kid. Just king genes.
I was gonna say it runs in your family.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's you think about that stuff. It's like, oh shit. Yeah. Alice says, I do want to go out though. That's definitely. here's the thing, and I'll say this because every now and then, I get the bug.
Yeah.
I get the bug up my ass where it's just like I just want to go out, go and hang out at a bar. I want to talk to strange people, laugh about weird shit, watch some sports on TV, and then stumble my ass home.
Yeah.
Like I used to do back in the day. Every now and then, I still do get that. Then I also remember times where I had to break up bar fights. You got to deal with people puking all over you. You got to deal with the young college girls trying to steal your goddamn seat while you're just sitting there trying to watch a goddamn hockey game. And you got to put, like, there are those, if you go on a Friday or Saturday night, there could be a bar that has this is the college DJ from here when he starts playing listen, I don't mind house music. I don't mind electronic music. I don't. I'm actually a big fan of it. Those motherfuckers, they don't know how to play shit, and they just think more bass, more better. No, that's not how that works. Not how that works. So it's like I get the bug up my ass every now and then. But this is also why I have and always will still love dive bars. I am a dive bar guy. Always have been, always will, but you will never find me at the fanciest bar I think I ever went to or liked was that one in Wilkes-Barre, the college with Sununas.
Oh, okay.
That's maybe the highest class bar.
I mean, it's nice in there to begin with. It's not like a dive bar, but it's nice to be, to begin with.
To be fair, the bar I probably preferred more, and don't be offended by this, but the bar that I probably preferred most of any bar was like fucking McCarthy's. Simply because it was a hole in the wall, it was dark, the TV barely worked, but I had my seat. They knew what I wanted. You could smoke in there. You had your beer. Yeah. I could sit there. I could talk and flirt to the girls that were there because you didn't really know how they looked because it was rather dark. And that's no offense to the other Alicia that I used to know at that bar. She's got a kid now, too.
She keeps popping up on my Facebook.
She's got a fucking kid now, too. Like, that's crazy, because she was very not kid. You know what I mean? She was very anti-kid. And now she's got a kid. She's got stepkids. She's got other shit. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, like, that's my jam. Like, give me a dive bar any day of the week where you can get super cheap. You get a $1.25 beer. Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Get some. I don't know. It has to be the Lion's Head. Fuck it. Give me some Lion's Head, man. That's good. Lion's Head, the local beer up there in Wilkes-Barre. Great shit.
Yeah.
I never lowered myself to Genesee.
I think I tried it once at Dad's bar because you got it in, and I'm like, let me try it. And I took a sip of it, and I look at the old timers. I said, "You want to finish it? Because I'm going to dump it."
Yeah, it's like I just never could bring myself to drink that, and I like drinking some of the older beers. I really do. I really do.
In the fridge.
Oh, what's up?
No, the wife was asking what to do with the smoked salmon. Ooh. So I said, because it was a big piece. It was 15 inches, 12, 15 inches. Oh, okay. And I said, cut half of it, put it in the freezer. Could always throw it in the oven to reheat it.
That's about the size of my penis. That's a penis-sized piece of fish. That's what
I'm a little upset with you. It took you that long to get that to there.
Well, I didn't know how big it was. I didn't know. You start taking about 15 inches. Like, all right, yeah, no, it's about on Mars. That's about right. That's about right. According to recent measurements, it's shrunk over the years, old age and everything, but
you getting back to going out and everything. The past 2 hockey games that me and the wife went to, we'd be driving to the game. I'm like, games get over about 9:30 or so. I'm like, hey, you want to go to Flaherty's, which is a block or 2 away from the house here, after the game? And she goes, yeah, we'll see. And then game gets over, and I'm like, no, I just want to go back home and play Call of Duty and play football and drink down there. But if you ever come visit, we definitely got to take you there. I mean, it's a dive bar, and the bar itself is small. like it's a U-shaped bar,
Okay.
but they have a dining room area that you could just walk in and out of the bar like freely.
Okay, right.
So we could sit over there, and it doesn't get packed in there, but it's nice.
I'll tell you, to be honest, like probably some of the best times that I actually have drinking now, like as far as being social, is with my sister-in-law. When we go visit her or Pepper Jack's family or anything like that, my sister-in-law Robin, her husband Steve, some of her friends that we've talked about Allison on here before. Don't need to bring her up again. But she and just sitting there and having some drinks there and bullshitting there. We talk about weird shit and wild shit and blah, 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 whatever. Some real wild shit sometimes. But like that's, to me, it feels like that is what has taken over the going out to the bar aspect of life is having that. The problem is that's very few and far between too. So every now and then I still get the bug of like, there's a bar right on the corner. I could just go. Maybe I have a few. But the other part of that too is I don't have any money. So
I was gonna say, it's not $1.25.
You know what's cheaper at
12
drinking at a bar?
beers anymore.
Drinking at home.
Exactly.
you can get a case of beer for the cost of what it would get. In some cases, in some bars, like 4 or 5 beers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Alice says, okay, bye now. Later, Alice. Thank you so much for joining us. Miss ya. Obviously from Jimbo, give the kids a big hug and kiss from him, all that kind of stuff. Uncle Jimbo says hi and don't do anything that he does. Crafty says, I look forward to Friday evenings and watching King get sloshed while Jimbo sips disguised water. He will for never. You're filling it up with water. It's a Twisted Tea can. No, it was a Twisted Tea can. He just keeps. It's the same can he's had since the first episode. He just.
Fine.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Don't make me drink the vodka.
Oh,
I'll drink vodka straight.
It's there. It's
all
all true. It's all true. Man, 2026 has been the year for conspiracy theories, and it just keeps getting better. There it is. Crafty's been shown to be absolutely correct.
I know, this is our, talk about whatever, so I'm really going to throw something out there. I saw a couple days ago, NASA announced they're going to, $2 billion or whatever, they're going to build a station on the moon. So instead of us just fly around the moon, come home, we can fly, sleep there on the moon.
I know that's been the plan for a while. Like that was one of the things they always wanted to do, to have as a stepping stone to get to Mars. Because you can get to the moon. The moon has a lot of frozen ice and water, especially underneath all the moon rocks and dust in the surface there. So you can do that. It has, obviously a lot of minerals and things like that. So, metals, and so you can use that as well. Like you can use it as a launching off point, and it would be, once the initial cost of setting up the moon base is done, which is going to be a lot, the cost of trying to get to Mars and back becomes a whole lot cheaper. Yeah. So it's like a cost of scale situation. So that's interesting. I'd like to see it. I hope I'm not dead before it.
I was going to say, do you think it happens in our lifetime?
I'd like to see. Well, it depends on how long I can stay healthy.
That's
maybe your lifetime. My lifetime? We'll see how quickly we can get that shit done. But I'd like to see some people step on Mars before I die. That'd be pretty cool. Have us take those first steps into a larger universe. And then 40,000 years from now, we'll be, fighting orcs in Warhammer. It's just, I'm addicted to Warhammer. It's just one of my things. Alicia in a chat, she's talking to Crafty about me getting sloshed. She's like, or being confused about Alice and Alicia's name. He says, I'm still saved in his phone under my maiden name, so he doesn't text the wrong person. Our names are too similar. Yeah, you're under there as well with that for me anyway, because I don't want to. I still do have Alice in my phone. I can't remember the last time I texted. I think the last time I texted her was something about shitting on the Steelers or something, and that was like years ago. That was like years ago. So. Crafty says, will the moon base be built on the same sound stage as the original moon landing? Oh, The moon landing.
That's what I mean. I wonder how the conspiracy theorists.
We got Hecklefish in here. Hecklefish is in here. Oh my god. Which, by the way, if you watch another YouTube channel outside of this one, which, you know, how dare you be so disloyal? But if you do, like, the Y-Files is 1,000% one of the best channels I've ever watched. It's great for all those kind of conspiracy theory shit that you like. You know, Bigfoot and aliens and government conspiracies and shit like that. And the great part about it is that the AJ, the host, he will run through these stories and tell it straight. Like,
okay,
as if this is reality, everything's fact. He runs through it as that. And then what he'll do is at the end, once he's done with the story, he'll go, you know, he has like this little joiner. He's like, but is any of it true? And then if there's information there that will kind of shed light on some stuff, debunk some stuff, he lets that go. Now, on a lot of the ones that he does, there's a lot of debunking that happens because it's easy to kind of debunk a lot of silly, dumb shit. But there's other ones where he legitimately comes back and is like, there's nothing I can find, and there's nothing available publicly that we can research that fully debunks this. So there are ones, like he had one on the hollow moon. People have talked about the hollow earth one before, and that one was easily debunked. But he did the hollow moon one. And he goes through the whole story, and I'm listening to this, and I'm like, I'm going into it like him, thinking this is going to be a fun story, but easily debunked.
Yeah.
And by the time he gets to the end and starts talking, he's like, well, if any of this is true. He even says it, and it's funny because I was thinking the same thing. It's like, I went into that thinking, this is bullshit. This is, you know, obviously fun story, but bullshit. And by the end of it, I'm like, oh shit, there's something weird about, and that's his final conclusion with it as well, is the moon hollow? Was it a spaceship brought here by somebody? Is there an alien civilization on the moon? I have no idea. But is the moon fucking weird? Yes.
Yeah.
Pepper Jack is screaming from the living room. She says the moon is fake. Not the moon landing is fake, just the moon is fake. But it's true, like when you look at some of the evidence that's presented and you look at any chance to like debunk a lot of it, it's like you can't really debunk a lot of it. And a lot of the other stuff, just the scientific evidence comes back to the conclusion of moon's fucking weird. It acts and it does things that it shouldn't do. Like it rings like a bell. Like it's like it's got like there's a lot of weird shit about it. So if you ever just late at night, you gotta watch something. You're like, hey, there's a little something. The problem is, I would advise it like, oh yeah, no, put it on if you're gonna go to sleep or do something like that. The problem is you will stay up till 3:00 in the morning watching some of these episodes because you're just oh shit. There's a lot of great ones there, and now he's got his own podcast now where he talks to a lot of these conspiracy theorist figures. I think the last one he did was the physicist Avi Loeb,
okay,
who was the one who came out and was talking about Three-Eye Atlas being possibly, you know, not just the fact that it was an extraterrestrial object or interstellar object, but that it might be an actual vessel of some kind, you know, be something like that based on, because again, Three-Eye Atlas, you would think they're just trying to tell you, oh, it's a comet. Oh, it's an interstellar comet just coming through there. But it's doing weird shit. It's not doing comet shit. It's not even doing asteroid shit. It's just doing shit that nobody's ever seen an object like that do before. And so it's just like, oh, could be engines. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? So It's kind of interesting. Crafty in the chat, he says it's a shame that Stanley Kubrick is no longer alive to direct the moon-based construction. Will you stop it? Will you stop it? Alicia in the chat says, "Oh, Pepper Jack." Oh, Alicia says hi. Pepper Jack says hi as well. We're using YouTube as a communication to talk between my wife and your wife. This is what we do. This is what we do now. This is open bar.
This is our Friday nights.
Listen, is it any different? Listen, if we were sitting at a bar, like we were just talking about going out to a bar and stuff, would it be any different? If we were just sitting at the bar, I'd be texting, obviously, Pepper Jack, you'd be texting Alicia. And I'm sure at some point one of them would say, "Oh, tell Jimbo to tell Alicia I said hi," and I'd be like, "Oh, tell that," and it would be the same. We're essentially doing the same thing we would be doing anyway.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying it's just a little bit more technology advanced, you know. What else did I want to look at here? There's a couple things on here. Oh, you want to talk about something controversial? Ooh, we talk something controversial.
No, that's boring.
We can do controversy. Oh, Pepper Jack, she's in the chat. What's up, Pepper Jack? Alicia says it would be just like the bar, mind the dogs, or minus the dogs. She said, "Yeah, listen. One of the first times me and Pepper Jack ever hung out was at a wedding, and after the after party of the wedding, we went to a bar." And the bar had dogs in it. And Pepper
Really?
Jack, who had quite a few vodka cranberries up at this point, sat on the floor of the bar and just started petting dogs. So having a dog at the bar is not bad. I don't advise sitting on a barroom floor. It's not something I would say.
No.
Even at a top class, high class bar, which this one was very nice. It was a very nice hotel and a very nice hotel bar. Just don't do that. Just don't do it. It's probably not a great idea. Probably not a great idea.
Still probably sticky.
I was gonna say something inappropriate, but I'm not going to. Did you see that Florida is basically suing the NFL about the Rooney Rule? Speaking of controversy.
I saw something about that. I didn't read into it though.
And this comes from our good boys over there at S-Pen. We'll jump over there, get to the screen. You can read along with us. Florida's Attorney General is challenging the Rooney Rule and calling on the NFL to suspend it or face possible civil rights action. James Uthmeyer sent a letter to the NFL Commissioner, Roger Goodell, on Wednesday to express concern that the Rooney Rule, which requires teams to interview external minority candidates for specific positions, is a blatant race and sex discrimination. It feels like that. Oh, is not. Okay, I messed up. Drinking is blatant race and sex discrimination, and that hiring decisions should be based on merit only. NFL fans in Florida don't care what color their coach's skin is, Othmeyer wrote. They care what colors their coach is wearing, and that those colors are winning on the football field. You can tell Buccaneers fans are out there saying, yes, please. Something other than what we have here with Todd Bowles, please, something, anything. The Rooney Rule and its offshoots are illegal in Florida. The NFL acknowledged receiving the letter and that the league is reviewing its contents. We believe our policies are consistent with the law and reflect our commitment to fairness, opportunity, and building the strongest possible teams, said Jeff Miller, the NFL executive vice president. Uthmeyer said that in a video posted on X on Wednesday that the rule violates Florida law by requiring race-based considerations in hiring. In that letter, Uthmeyer asked Goodell to confirm no later than May 1st, 2026, that the NFL will no longer enforce the Rooney Rule or any variation or extension thereof. God, the fucking lawyers speak. Which requires consideration of race, sex, or any other prohibited classification on teams in Florida. Failure to provide such confirmation may result in a civil rights enforcement action. Politico reported that Uthmeyer also sent a letter to the owners of the NFL's 3 Florida-based teams. The Rooney Rule, adopted in 2023, you need to have at least 2 minority candidates to do that, and blah, blah, blah. Robert Saleh, who is of Lebanese descent, was the only minority candidate to land a top coaching job this year, and no black head coaches were hired for the 10 openings. Ahead of the Super Bowl, Goodell said the NFL would take a closer look at the Rooney Rule and all that it encompasses to continue to make progress on diversity. Pittsburgh Steelers owner Art Rooney II, who is the chair on the NFL's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, and whose father, Dan, is the namesake of the rule, told ESPN on Friday that the league will have an obligation to consider Uthmaier's demands. There's no question that the environment has changed in recent years. We do have an obligation to make sure that our policies comply with the laws, whatever the law is, and whatever the change in law might be. We've got to look at that and make sure that we're in compliance. That's just the environment we exist in today. Listen. I feel like this particular take that I'm about to have is really not that controversial. It's probably going to get me in hot water. I don't know. Jimbo's like, let's see if we still have a channel after this. No, I don't think it's anything bad. I really don't. I think since they instituted the Rooney Rule, everybody, white, black, yellow, redskin, whatever, everybody has seen it's a fucking facade. It's a sham. People will just interview people to just satisfy the rule and then hire whoever they want anyway. Like, it's done nothing for that. You know, like they're like, oh, well, it's going to help, opportunities and stuff like that. Teams are, you're handing over the keys to multi-billion-dollar enterprises. NFL teams, even the lowest valued team, is still in the tens of billions of dollars now, as far as worth. You're not. I mean, if the Redskins got sold a couple of years ago for like $10 billion, if the Redskins could get sold for that amount of money, like, anybody's getting at least 10 to 12 billion from now on for an NFL sale. So let's be honest.
Yeah.
These owners are not going to just hand the keys off to make a diversity hire to make it look good in the paper if it's not going to go well. Like, they're going to hire the best people that they feel they can hire the job. Now, does that, in some cases, include people of color? And absolutely. We've seen it happen. And we've seen great coaches. We've seen Tony Dungy. And I think Lovie Smith was a great coach. I thought he did very well in Chicago, and I thought he could have done better in Houston had he, been given maybe a little bit more of a chance and a little bit more something like that. Like, so there's no – I don't think there's an argument about that of there being like, oh, well, I just don't like any coaches to be black or anything. I don't think that's what's happening. I think we've all seen it, and by we all, I do literally mean we all, of every race, every gender, every creed, all that kind of stuff. We've seen it was just kind of show place. It was a way for people who virtue signal for their lives to sit there and say, oh, look it, they're doing something about it. They're doing something good. This makes me feel better because they're actually saying something or doing something. It's like, but are they? Like, there's no, they're not doing anything. And on top of that, on this case, what the Florida Attorney General is saying is, listen, the whole point when it comes to hiring jobs, like, jobs can't hire people based on race or sex or sexual orientation or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But you're trying to sit there and say, well, they can in this situation because of that. Like, where do you draw that line? Where does that become hypocritical? And where does that become illegal? Which is, I guess, what this case is about of what you're doing there.
Like, when they first came out with this rule, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us said, like, all they got to do, and what they're doing now, is just bring someone in to say, I interviewed you, and then go do whatever you want. There's no incentive. I don't want to say incentive. There's no, like you're going to hire the best fit. And if a person of their race or religion or whatever is the best fit, then they'll hire them. You're not going to hire a B-plus coach over a A-plus coach just to satisfy the rule.
Right. And it feels like that's what they were always trying to push or say was like,
yeah,
by having this rule, it's going to. I just think back to everybody was so. Eric Bieniemy, he was getting all these interviews because of the Rooney Rule and never getting hired. And people started screaming, oh, this is racist. They're just interviewing him to fulfill the rule. They're trying to circumvent the rule, which it's not really circumventing the rule if they're doing it by the rule, just to put that out there. And they were just like, he should be a head coach somewhere. This is terrible. Then he actually spent some time away from Andy Reid in Kansas City. Those people got quiet because Eric Bieniemy seemed to have lost whatever magic he had.
Yeah.
And now he's actually back in Kansas City, so that's kind of funny. But like that's what I mean. Like if somebody felt the obligation to hire Eric Bieniemy simply because he was being pushed as like the top African American coaching candidate, that can something like that, making a mistake like that, could set your franchise back 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Like it's look, and to be fair, like people are going to say, well, what about? Listen, my Giants have made horrendous coaching hires, and they've set the team back fucking 20 years with that shit. Fucking Ben McAdoo, eat my Joe fucking Judge.
He was a good coach.
Shut the fuck up.
loved quarterback sneaks.
Like this is not like there. We have evidence of white, black, and everything else in between of the wrong coaching hire setting a franchise back. So if I'm the owner of this multi-billion-dollar entity, I'm going to make sure that the person I put in charge of it to make sure that we win and continue to make tens of billions of dollars is not going to fuck it up. I don't care what fucking color he is. I don't care anything about that. What I care about is, can he get these players to win games? That's all I care about. That's what from every owner. And if you want to say some owners out there are racist and some others are, a lot of these owners, like I think everybody tries, look at Jerry Jones. Oh, Jerry Jones is racist. Jerry Jones loves one color and one color only, and that is fucking green, man.
Yep.
Most of these owners, they didn't get to where they are by being racist. They got there by being greedy. Being greedy means you love the color of money. And if hiring a black head coach mean that you're going to make more money because they're that good and can get the most out of your team, guess who's going to hire them? Anybody in the NFL. So that's the part that kind of bothers me. Is just like it seems like they want to force a hiring of somebody that maybe doesn't deserve it based solely on the optics of it. See, look at how. See, there were 10. If they had 5 of the jobs filled this year by black head coaches, oh my God, they would be jacking each other off all over ESPN, all over. Look at how diverse and wonderful we are. What a growth of everything like that. It's like, that's fine, but were they the right hires? Would they have been the right hires? That's the question you have to ask. Clearly, there wasn't that level of minority coaches in this particular coaching cycle. Will that change next year? Will it happen? Like, I don't know, but like, I don't understand what you want them to do. It seems like from the people who are crying about this the loudest seem to want teams to just hire minority coaches because they're minorities and not because they're going to fit well with the team. And I think that's been the argument with a lot of people when it comes to DEI things, just in general, in the real world, to say. Not to say that working in an NFL team isn't the real world, but like at your local businesses, at local corporations, and anywhere. It seems like that's the main argument against that. If you're one of those people who argue against it, is, well, if you hire just based on race and on identity and identity politics and stuff like that, and not on merit and not on, oh, they can do the job, well, then you get bad output in the job. You get bad performance in the job. And it seems like that part kind of gets covered up. And then everybody else is like, well, yeah, but look at how diverse the workplace is. And I don't think anybody's saying a diverse workplace is bad. I'm just saying a workplace that runs smoothly is better. However that goes, however that diversity ends up falling out with who has the merit to be there? Who has the ability? That's really all it needs to come down to in anything in life. Who has the ability? Do you have the ability to do the job? Then do the fucking job. Yeah. Show that you can do the job. I think that's all. So and not boy, we really don't want to jump into the politics of this. We really don't want to jump into politics of this. But I just think happened to this. There's a crossover here with the NFL and the Rooney Rule, which it's not controversial to sit there and say that the Rooney Rule is kind of pointless and has been really just a sham since the start, because a lot of people have that same opinion. You know what I mean? It's not we're not breaking new ground with that one. Crafty in the chat says, I still can't get over the fact that the Giants hired Judge solely because the coach they twice deprived of Super Bowl wins recommended him. Yeah, Bill said he's good. Oh, let's hire him. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the special teams coach. Like, what are we doing? Like, he wasn't John. He's going to be John Harbaugh. No, he wasn't. Crafty says Aaron Glenn's continued presence in the NFL should settle any question of whether the NFL is inclusive enough. There's a lot of people who don't like that. That's right. Hey, brother, BKL Sportertainment Show in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us again, brother. Literally, brother. What's good, fellas? Got to watch the Elite Eight in St. John's. Duke is a few minutes away. I'm going to be checking that out as well. And by watch, I'll be peeking in on it here, obviously. Rooting for Duke. Although, like, again, if St. John's wins, I'm not going to be too upset because I like, New York team. I'm in the New York area. I obviously I like Seton Hall first, but anything from around here, Seton Hall, Rutgers, St. John's, St. Peter's in Jersey City. They had a good run a couple of years ago. I like all that shit, but yeah, I'm rooting for Duke, obviously.
I mean, I'm in the same boat. I like Duke, but hearing this is the first time in 30 years St. John's got a Sweet 16 bid,
It's been a while. It's been a while since the Johnnies have been good. It's been a while since the Johnnies have been good.
So it's like they're kind of like the Cinderella story I'm pulling for.
Well, here's the thing: nothing in college is really Cinderella anymore. Like, everybody's got NIL. Like, you have Rick Pitino coaching college basketball in New York City, where the NIL money is just you can find NIL money in New York City walking down the street. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really a Cinderella story, but
I don't know I forget what coach said it, NCAA basketball, but a reporter said something to him. How do you feel about playing against 22, 23-year-olds? And he responded with, you mean 25, 26, 27 with beards and mustaches?
Dude, yeah, with some of these ones, like the one guy in college football, I think he's 29 and getting like his ninth year of eligibility or some dumb shit like that. It's like, what are we doing? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Crafty in the chat, he says, since you're local to the New York area, big local news, Rex Heuerman, he intends to plead guilty in the Gilgo Beach murder case. Yeah, he didn't have a choice. There was so much evidence, especially once they went to his home, his car, and like that. We have your DNA. We have the fact that, we have their DNA all over your place and your car and this and that. We have video of you going in and out of these places. We got this. We got that. Like, what is he going to sit there and say? Not guilty. No, wasn't me. Caught me murdering on the counter. Wasn't me. Caught me killing on the sofa. Wasn't me. Like, no, man. It was you. It was you, you fat bastard. So yeah, that's good news. Fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit. Oh yeah, DeMar Hamlin's back for a year. They got him. Did you see the Buffaloes? They got they decided to go big. They went big with the Buffaloes out there at the new Orchard Park Stadium there.
The state, yeah.
I saw.
I think what was it? McAfee was talking about the sizes of them and everything.
Yeah, because he was the one pushing that, like, hey, don't make these fucking small buffalo. Like, you got to make it to where like the people can walk under the legs. They gotta make them big. Yeah. You don't want them like drunk Buffalo fans trying to climb to the top of these things and jumping off it, because they will do that, and they still might be able to do it anyway. But
how about, did you see him? Well, I should say the whole gang roasting Orlovsky over.
Dude, well, here's the thing. the Dan Orlovsky take, the whole Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza take that he had, and at first when I first saw like people talking about it, I was like, it's not a bit like, oh, he thinks Ty Simpson is because what I saw of it was people saying that Orlovsky thinks Ty Simpson is the number one quarterback in the draft. I was like, all right, people do that all the time. I mean, there was that debate between, Manning and Leaf, and, it's been all that time before who should be number one, who do you think is the best talent? But I was like, that's fine. People have different takes and look at different things. So at first I was like, okay, it's a little different, contrarian, but I don't think it's wild. Then I actually watched Orlovsky on McAfee's show with it. And that changed the perspective.
Yeah.
Because the way he was saying, like when he was talking about Ty Simpson playing in big games, and they were like, yeah, but Fernando Mendoza did this in big games. Like, what big games? Oh, I don't know. The fucking playoffs? The national championship game?
Yeah.
And then he starts trying to figure, well, he only had 6 points in the first 3 quarters of the Big Ten championship game. Yeah. And then they won the fucking game in clutch time in the fourth quarter. Look at the national champ. Like the more, like, he got so defensive, he dug himself a hole.
Yeah.
And I watched a video by Brandon Perna did a wonderful video essay about this. Go check that out if you can. Over on That's Good Sports. Me plugging another channel that's got almost 1 million. They're like, what am I doing? Like, what? Oh, this small little channel called That's Good Sports over there with Tom Grossi as well. Like, what the fuck am I doing? But he did a very good video essay on it where he was just like, if Orlovsky had taken a minute and said, listen, this is not detracting anything from Fernando Mendoza. He's obviously going to be the number one pick. We all know that. We all got that. He's great. But from what I have seen and looking at the film, what I have seen of Ty Simpson, I really like Ty Simpson in these situations. I like the way he handles himself in that situation. I like the way he does this in this situation. If he had handled it like that, more as a phrasing of Ty Simpson and not kind of trying to belittle that's where I think he made the mistake. Where he's trying to say like, oh, what big games? Oh, Fernando Mendoza, he's compared to Ty Simpson, what is he doing? He's like, yeah, no, he fucking crushed Ty Simpson head to head. Fucking Indiana played Alabama and they fucking murdered him. Like what? Like come on, Dan, you gotta do better. And he got really upset. And you see, even Pat said, like, for the first time since he's known Orlovsky didn't answer his FaceTime. He didn't answer him. He didn't answer a call. He didn't answer a text. He's been getting real defensive. He's been getting absolutely slaughtered online. But I guess to his credit, listen, there's somebody else getting slaughtered online, and they absolutely deserve it. And the memes have been great. I don't know if you've seen or checked or heard anything about this. I love seeing Chaperone get absolutely roasted. I don't know if you've heard anything about this. Now, first of all, do you know who Chaperone is?
No.
Okay. She is a pop star.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the song Pink Pony Club?
Yeah.
Okay, that's her.
Okay.
Pink Pony Club is her big claim to fame. She's had a couple of incidents over the years where she's been less than nice, let's just say. She's been, and not just, and here's the thing, some people bring up like, oh, well, she hasn't been nice to paparazzi. I don't mind that. Like, you want to be mean and rude to paparazzi, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. But even if you take the paparazzi, she's had incidents where she's not been the most nice individual. She's chastised fans at her shows for not dancing enough. She's chastised fans for approaching her. She's said some weird things about people and then got weirder trying to backtrack and just made shit weird. Her most recent incident happened down in Brazil. He was at a hotel. I think Lollapalooza is happening down there, and a small child I believe 11 years old, was there with her mother, and saw that chaperone was eating breakfast in the hotel there. And the child wasn't sure. I mean, obviously, because she didn't have her drag makeup on. So she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is, I don't know, you know. So the little girl walked by the table, didn't stop. This is corroborated by a couple witnesses, not just the little girl, not just the mother. But it's been corroborated by a couple witnesses there. Walks by the table and kind of does, you know, the quick little look, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see as I
side
walk
eye.
by. Saw that it was chaperone and kind of smiled. And she went and got whatever she was going to get for breakfast and came back. She got back to her table, and some big hulking fucking security guard comes over and just starts fucking lambasting her. Like, keep your distance, keep your space. Don't you dare, don't walk up to people. Don't blah, 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 blah. Like, made the little girl cry.
Yeah.
Turns out that little girl is, I believe it's Jude Law's daughter.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's the stepdaughter of a very famous Brazilian soccer star. So, like, obviously Jude Law and this woman had a child, whatever, and then it was the Brazilian soccer star is now her stepfather, whatever. So it's this big Brazilian soccer star's stepchild. So it gets out there, and now it's got legs, and now she tried to come out there and say, like, it wasn't my bodyguard, and then everybody sat there and said, we witnessed it. That it was her. She tried to say it was the hotel's bodyguard. Our hotel has fucking security that's going to walk up to somebody because you approached one particular person, and they didn't even approach him. You walked by the table and gave him a smirk because you realized, oh, it's a famous person that I like that I want to see. Like, it came with the mayor, and I believe it's Rio de Janeiro, said that chaperone is now banned from ever performing there. She will never perform in Rio de Janeiro. As long as he's mayor, she is persona non grata. And the memes have been on fire. Just hilarious. And it could happen to a nicer person. I'll just say that right now. Like, there's some people who are famous, and it's like, man, I'm glad they made the right person famous. These are good people. She's not the right person. She sits there and tries to talk about how she had this, you know, she grew up, you know, in poor, and, you know, she was always struggling to go. Turns out, there's somebody who says all that stuff. It turns out that her grandfather helped her out a lot as far as getting, you know, training and singing lessons and, you know, all those kind of music things. Sent her to a Grammy boot camp, as it were. There was like a Grammy musicians boot camp that she got sent to, and really or whatever. Also, her grandfather, by the way, for being poor, grandfather owned, I believe, the largest country club in the Midwest, out in Missouri. So that is, you know, that's the dregs of poverty there.
Yeah.
And then you also see stuff coming out where she's like, yeah, fuck the Grammys. I don't give a shit about the Grammys. She went to Grammy boot camp. She went to Grammy camp. And now she's saying, I'm too cool for the Grammys. Like, so everybody's been bringing up all this shit about it, and that's been great. So actually for Dano, this might be good for Orlovsky. It's just like, yeah, it's a bad take.
Off of him.
But overall, people are kind of more making fun of Chaperone at this moment, which is just hilarious. Crafty in the chat says, Orlovsky's worst take since he said nobody really pays attention to the back of the end zone, right? Oh, Dano. That's the one thing he'll never outlive that.
He did it twice, didn't he?
No, I think somebody else did it. I think somebody else did it
of?
not too long after he did, but he was the first one that I can remember, and by far he will always. Because here's the thing. We all remember Dan Orlovsky ran out of the back of the end zone. I know somebody else did. I don't know who the fuck their name is. I don't know who did it. I know it was somebody.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Dan Orlovsky. That's the first one I remember. And I feel bad because here's the thing. I'll say this. If you pay attention to Dan Orlovsky's social media, he does do a lot of in-depth film study. He does look at the tapes. He does look at the film. He's a very good analyst. He really is. And so part of me is like, I really do believe that he thinks Ty Simpson is the number one quarterback in the draft. And like Brandon Perner has said on his channel, on his video essay, That's nobody's saying that that's the bad take to have. Like, people might disagree with it, but it's not bad. It was the way that he said it on Pat's show. And the fact that he even said it's like, when you got Pat McAfee calling you out for making a really bad take and saying it really badly the way he did, like, that's the thing. The bad take isn't that he said Ty Simpson was the number one quarterback in the draft. The bad take was saying that, oh, Fernando Mendoza, what big games? What has he done? What has he really done? How good really is he? Like, that's the bad take.
Yeah.
And that's what he needed to rein in. But I agree with Perna on this, is that having that defensive first kind of mentality of just like, he felt like his take for Ty Simpson was being attacked. So he went on a full defensive of not only himself, but Ty Simpson by trying to knock down everybody else. And it's like, that's not the way to do it, Dano. That was not the way to do it. Crafty in the chat says Jimmy G did it years later. Yeah, he stepped on the back line before throwing a pass. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I didn't know that. Alice in the chat says Forrest Gump. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I enjoy that. Or is she saying that Dan Orlovsky is Forrest Gump? Is she saying that Chappell Roan is Forrest Gump? I don't know. Here's the thing, and I'll say this. It's rare that we actually get to talk to the chat like this, but I'll say that, Alice.
Yeah.
If you are still watching, which I certainly hope that you are, I need a Pittsburgh fan's thought, especially because you were very much of the fire Tomlin crowd. Fire Tomlin, fire Mike Tomlin, get rid of Tomlin, got to get rid of Tomlin. How we feel about Mike McCarthy being your head coach? How do we feel about that? I don't know. A lot of Pittsburgh fans who were very much on the whole fire Tomlin brigade all of a sudden didn't like that they fired Tomlin and hired Mike McCarthy. It's like, well, you get what you asked for. You said get rid of Tomlin. You got rid of Tomlin. What you wish for. Careful what you wish for. Now, here's the other question, too. Does Aaron Rodgers come back? Do you want him back? If you don't, who do you want to be your starting quarterback? The Steelers got a lot to answer.
I mean, me personally, I kind of hope for the Steelers' sake, Rodgers does come back. That way it gives, who was it, Will Howard they drafted last year, late in the draft.
Everybody likes that kid.
I think he's going to be okay. He's not going to, I don't think he'll be a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's not going to be a Mason Rudolph.
Better or worse than Kenny Pickett?
I could say better. Because I really thought when Philly picked up Kenny Pickett, I thought, okay, he just had a bad run with Pittsburgh, but when he did his little pirouette, fumble thing with Philly, I was like, okay, no, he just sucks.
That was weird. Alice in the chat, she says, hate it. Hate my Steelers fan life. I do like that Tomlin is gone, but I wish we went a different route. I wouldn't mind Rodgers coming back for one more year. Well, here's the thing. If he comes back, especially if it comes back because of Mike McCarthy, if they can rekindle even a tenth of the magic that they had there in Green Bay when they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl, maybe the Steelers got something. Maybe because I'll say this, and this is preliminary, but it feels like this is going to be the narrative for the season. I think the NFL has its number one villain team for the year. And surprisingly, for the first time in a long time, it's not the Philadelphia Eagles. For the first time in a long time, the number one villain team in the NFL is not the Philadelphia Eagles.
We're actually sitting down with the rest of you guys with our bag of popcorn.
Right, yeah. It is clearly the Baltimore Ravens are the team that everybody's going to be rooting against this year. Everybody hopes that they fall on their face simply because of just the dirty shit that happened with the Max Crosby trade. And I still stand firmly that my headcanon is exactly what happened.
Did you see the latest, what Crosby said about Ravens fans?
No, I did not.
They're messaging them saying he's a liar, that never happened. With him have to drive to Baltimore, and he's a liar, and and he's like, Crosby finally said, like, listen, this is the last time I'm gonna speak of this.
Right.
He's like, this is what happened. You don't want to believe me, fine, whatever. But yeah, I guess they're DMing him and everything, saying he's a liar and shit like that. Like,
listen, Ravens fans might do that. They might sit there and say, like, oh, it's us against the world. It's like, most people who do that, who have to sit there like, oh, it's us against the world, Boston against the world, Baltimore against the world, the fan bases that do that. The reason you have to do that is because nobody likes you. You're assholes. As a fan base and also as an organization. Now, like I said, for the last couple of years, that has been pretty steadily the Philadelphia Eagles. And rightfully so. Because fuck the Eagles. But I think this year the Eagles can clearly take a step back from that because Baltimore is just, they're that team. They're the team that somebody's going to see on the scoreboard that they lost the game and going to be like, good, fuck them. And like you said, the only shame of it is that the Raiders don't play the Ravens this year.
I was thinking about the only way that possibly happens is if they both make the playoffs.
And listen,
which would be nice in the wild card round. And done.
I think the Raiders have made some nice moves. Do I think they made playoff team moves? Probably not. They got a long way to go. But to sit there and say that I don't think they're going to be a lot better than what they were this year just based on some of the moves they made and knowing that they're going to have Fernando Mendoza. Oh, but he's a rookie quarterback. You don't know. That's right. We don't know. But it can't be any worse than what fucking Geno Smith was doing last year. And I don't know if anybody remembers me saying this. Doing the Raider game. And I won't forget it. It was the Cowboys and Raiders Monday night game. That game fucking broke me. Watching Raiders football last year was simply one of the most painful experiences I've ever had. I'm a Giants fan, all right? I had to watch Brian Daboll and the Giants fumble fuck their way over the last fucking 4 seasons, all right? So I've seen I watched the Giants and Jets fucking go to overtime kicking footballs in the wind because they couldn't do shit to each other. Like, I have watched bad football. I have watched painful football. The Raiders last year, I'm going to have to go back to the live stream and clip it and actually get it out there because there was a moment in that game where I simply lost my mind. I just started screaming. Like, it was like one of those, I can't do it. I can't watch it. I can't watch Geno Smith. I can't watch this. I can't see watching this. I went absolutely apoplectic watching this game. It was so Crafty in the chat says watching King call a Raiders game last year was fucking hilarious. Yeah, it was. So here's the thing. Oh, Fernando Mendoza, we don't know where we're getting. If you're a Raiders fan, you're getting better than what you had. You're getting better than what you had last year. You guys are going to be great. You guys are going to be fine. And Crafty, a quote from it. He's like, okay, it's 3rd and long. Raiders have a chance to get something going if they just, sacked, for fuck's sake. It was so bad. I might have to go back and now I might do like a Mystery Science Theater of our own stream just to comment on it and see it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God. Let me see
that's
if
something
I can pull it up and find it.
Maybe that's something for a Friday night one time. So we'll pick one of our streams and Mystery Science it.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. Oh, is the UFL starting tonight too? Oh shit, UFL starting
tonight.
Yeah, I'm seeing that from our good friend Rising Rhino. He's got a live stream of the Birmingham Stallions and the Louisville Kings. They're going to be coming up on his channel there. I did not know that. I might have to take a peek. But as we all know, whether Birmingham or Louisville wins, it doesn't matter because Jimbo. Law is the law. Yeah. Battle Hawks, baby. Let's go.
I gotta find a new team. My team got dismantled or sent away or whatever.
Which one? Well, after the Philadelphia Stars, because I didn't play last year. Who did you like last year?
I didn't even watch last year. I didn't even know what was going on until the championship game happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they changed the Roughnecks are back to the Gamblers. So they merged, and the Houston Gamblers became the Roughnecks, and they did that last year. And then they said, "All right, fuck that," and went back to the Gamblers name now. So they've abandoned that XFL name for the USFL name.
Okay.
They got rid of the Michigan Panthers, which is, I think, terrible. And a great loss because they had some great fucking uniforms, as they did back in the 80s with the original USFL. So there's no more Michigan Panthers. You have a couple new teams here. You have the Columbus Aviators. You have the Louisville Kings. And then you have a couple of teams that obviously came back. The Orlando Storm. They're another one.
Okay.
And you have Birmingham. You have St. Louis. D.C., the D.C. Defenders. They're still around. I didn't know that. I didn't know we start. Well, that's the other thing too, is that they've been really bad, and now I don't think The Rock doesn't own them anymore either. It's like so the league has a completely different owner now. So yeah, it's all like it's all kinds of stuff, man. It's all kinds of stuff. Let's see, what do we got here? Latest. Past live streams. Let's take a look. Nope, I don't want that. Where's all my here we go. Ah, there we go. I want to see if I can find this, because it was just that bad. No, the Giants-Raiders game. At that point, I was just having fun with bad football, so that's not the one I lost my mind on. I lost my mind. Ah, here it is. In the chat says today's NFL trivia categories are. I want to see if I can bring this up here. I don't know, Eli. I think back to 2001. This game started at 8:15. This first half has not like us watching ourselves here. Over, I suppose. I'll stop yelling. Oh, stop yelling. Oh, wait. I think I missed it. Hold on.
No, I can't hear it, just so you know.
No, I know. I haven't put it on yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
I know we keep the volume off because of
the last couple seasons.
The games and stuff like that.
These games are fucking tired of bad football. Oh, here. Hold on. I think I found it. 3rd and 5. You can already see the disgust on my face. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring this up. Hold on. I don't know, Eli. I think back to 2011 with the Packers being 15-1, having the bye, looking just elite with Aaron Rodgers, and then the Giants come in and just smack them around. That was fun. And Geno's going to get sacked. Oh, that was the one. That was the one that Crafty was talking about that day. And Geno's going to get sacked. And Geno gets sacked. That was definitely. It's going to be grounding on top of it if there's anything.
You sound so deflated,
dude. It was so bad. I'm so glad you weren't
intentional grounding
doing the games.
He was getting sacked.
And they're going to say, no flag for intentional grounding. There's nothing there. They're going to say he was hit and that there was somebody at least in the area. That's incredible. Lloyd, great to see you in the chat, brother. I got the exact point that Tracy was talking about. Oh, and Geno gets sacked. So 2nd and 10, 18 seconds. We got flags thrown before the snap. Thrown nowhere by Geno. Don't know where he was going on that one. Dude, it was so bad. Raiders football was so bad. Let me see if I can. The end of this half is taking forever. It's 9:46 already. This game started at 8:15. This first half has taken an hour and a half. Getting rushed just chucks it on 2nd and 5. Like I don't. I don't want to watch bad football. I just don't want to watch bad football. Can we get Geno Smith out of the game? I don't want to watch bad football. It's starting to annoy me. I'm not a Raiders fan. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I don't care. I just want to watch good football. Get Geno Smith out of the game. I just want to watch good football. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
And there's whistles. And there's a timeout by the Cowboys.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
there's a whistle.
And there's a 3rd and 5. Dude, it was such a fucking chore watching that goddamn game. It was so bad.
Oh, God.
It was so.
That was the best.
It was
3rd
so
and
bad.
5.
3rd and 5. And there's whistles. I just want good football. That's all I want. Oh, it was so bad. Lloyd, I have no idea what even happened. Dude, that night was such... What a night. You're just watching somebody lose their shit. On here. Okay, because I'm just... Dude, it was so bad. Am I still going?
Yeah, you're still going.
Oh, wait, hold on. And it's not just the play, it's the officiating too. And the officiating is a big part. And this time games have been these last 2 weeks. I gotta hear this because apparently the rant didn't end. Fucking horrendous. I'm tired of watching bad football. NFL, and it's not just the play, it's the officiating too. And the officiating is a big part of it. I'm tired of watching bad football. Geno Smith throws towards the end zone, incomplete. 4th and 5, 4 seconds left. They'll settle for a fucking field goal.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. At this point, if Kenny Pickett's bad, then he's bad. But at least it's showing you're trying something. I'm just tired of bad football. Snap, hold, kick up. Good. 24-9 going into halftime. Cowboys lead the Raiders. Jesus. Motherfucking tap dancing Christ. Oh, God. What a time to be alive. And then I just sit there just silently. Another horrible fucking game.
Oh, Jesus.
Samantha E4L in the chat says that crafty quote about the Raiders is hilarious. She says, he's not lying. We just want to watch good football without ref interference. You're right. You are absolutely right, Samantha. Oh, my God. I'm going to have to go back and cut that up into just like a super cut of me losing my mind about the fucking Raiders and how just bad football it was. Last season, Raiders football was, and I've been on this earth for 44 years now. That was maybe some of the worst football I ever had to watch was the Raiders. And that was the last primetime game they had, because they had a couple of primetime games going into that year. And it was just a chore. It was just a chore going through that shit. Oh, my God. And by the way, Lloyd, great having you in the chat. Thank you so much. He says he picked the Tigers to be the team to beat this year in Major League Baseball. Well, he's a Michigan man, so it makes sense. All right, I got it.
I think my Orioles are going to do good this year.
Hey, you got a giant fucking scoreboard, though. How about that?
Yeah.
That's a big-ass scoreboard.
Can't pay for fucking free agents, but I saw our buddy Frank lasted a whole 2 pitches or whatever it was.
By the way, the Mets had such a fantastic. You couldn't ask for a better opening day game. But 2 pitches into the game, that's it. This is we're going 3,476. It's over. It's like Frank kind of. To be fair, and I will say this: me during that Raiders game, I was channeling a little bit of Frank energy there. There's a little bit of Frank energy with that. Frank, by the way, and I didn't mean to put. I don't know if you've been paying attention. I think I might have posted it into the Discord or other places. So I don't know if you've seen it or not. I don't know if you're paying attention to it or not. But speaking of the Mets, I don't know who, when, why, or when this particular this change happened. But Mrs. Met being thicker than a goddamn dump truck.
Yeah. I want to say it was about 2 years ago.
What? And just no, baby. Leave the head on. Like, what are we doing? Oh my God. Mrs. Met has been, and not only that, like, here's the thing. Like, if it was just like her social media, the Mrs. Met social media, has been displaying it, if you will.
Okay.
And it's like, what are we like? Now, see,
well, I mean, at least the Mets suck. You have something else to look for.
At least there's, maybe that's what it is. But, yeah, let me pull this up. Let me see if we have some of the things here. Because I know there's an official Mrs. Met account.
Okay.
That keeps on posting this shit. Kind of like how NJ Devil has his own account.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, here she is. But she is like, what are we doing here? I'm trying to find the one that they show. It's like, what are we doing? Oh, Lloyd says hi, Jimbo, by the way. Let's jump over here to the big screen so you can see Mrs. Like, she's just bouncing around, going the dump truck. Like, what are we doing? First of all, when did Mrs. Mick get stacked? Like, when did that happen? And that's from last year. There were other ones this year, but I guess maybe they took them down. That might be a good idea. Yeah, look at Mrs. Met just being fucking, what are we doing? Never fell in love with a mascot before. But look, oh my God, look at it. Look at it. Got more curves in the 7 line. What do we got going on here, Mrs. Met? What are you doing? Baseball season's back, baby. Got to line up to take a swing with a mascot. Gritty, stay away from her, man. You stay away from her. We know Gritty will shoot a shot. Gritty will shoot his shot.
Oh, yeah. Ever since the whole allegations that he hit a kid or whatever, he's been kind of quiet.
I think everybody's gotten kind of used to, kind of numb to Gritty, maybe as it were. Like
Yeah.
if everybody's just kind of like, oh yeah, oh there's Gritty running around naked and waving some weird shit. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. It's like, all right. Oh, here comes Gritty, like assaulting a child at a game. All right, yeah, no, that's Gritty. That's what you get.
Normal.
What are you gonna do? This is what it is. It's the fun. You don't go to a Flyers game if you don't want to get assaulted by their mascot. What are you doing? Now, see, the Devils mascot back in the early '90s did that as well. When we used to have a mascot that was a puck, he was called Slapshot, and then he got arrested for molesting women during the games.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, the Devils didn't have a mascot for a while. And then I want to say it was somewhere in the late 90s, 97, 96, 97, 98, somewhere around there is when they brought NJ Devil in. And that's been our guy ever since. But, yeah, there was before like 90, 91, 92, we had like a puck. It was just a puck walking around. Like Slapshot. Oh, cool, Slapshot, whatever. Yeah, he was shooting his shot. He was shooting his shot. And well, I used to be friends with a girl who was one of the They had Devil's dancers early on, back when like the Ice Girls thing was kind of taking off in the NHL. They don't do that anymore, really, which is a shame. But the Devils tried that back when they first opened Prudential Center, and I was friends. One of the girls, I knew her from college, and she was one of the Devils girls, and she knew the guy in the costume, and she said it would interchange at times. It would sometimes be a guy, but it was also a girl who did the costume as well. So that's the other thing too. When you look at Mrs. Met, might be a dude in there, so be careful.
Yeah,
might be a dude in there, so you gotta be careful.
I mean, hey, unless that's your thing.
Listen, keep the head on. Who knows? What's going on? You know, in this day. Lloyd says Jets or Raiders last year, as far as who was the worst. The Jets won a couple games.
Raiders.
That Jets Tampa Bay game was entertaining. Like the Jets had entertaining moments. They beat the Falcons late in the season, which kind of fucked them in draft position, but like they were able to do that. The Raiders were just, because as we found out with your good friend Chip Kelly, the old visor Chip Kelly, apparently he was calling completely different plays than what Pete Carroll was trying to call. And apparently they were still using, like Pete was trying to use verbiage that he had used in Seattle. Chip was using completely different verbiage. And Geno Smith had no idea what anybody was fucking calling because of that. Like there was so much of, like, that's what I mean. The Raiders were such a mess last year. And I feel bad because we're blaming Geno. I don't think a lot of it is on Geno. I think a lot of it is on the fact that, like, Pete didn't know what he was doing, unfortunately. And I thought Pete was going to be a good stabilizing force there in Vegas.
Is it that, though? Because if Pete is saying to Chip, hey, call this play, and Chip is going, okay, but then call a different play, you know, I put on Chip. Now, maybe Pete should have fired him a lot sooner if he started figuring things out that
Chip that's the thing. Not only did you, like, how did you not know that going into the season that, oh, my offensive coordinator is using different verbiage for plays and in some cases just calling completely different plays? Like, how do you not see that or know that coming? And then on top of that, why did it take you till week 10 to fucking fire him? You know what I mean? Or would it, it was late that he got fired. And it was like, and that's the other thing too. Like, you had Ashton Genty and didn't really use him. You had some of these other pieces, didn't really use them. You know, it was just bad. Lloyd says the Raiders were ass, in my opinion. The Jets seemed like you could drink and at least snack too. The Raiders, you couldn't. Yeah, no, it was, of all the teams that, and I said the Giants were bad last year. Clearly, I watched them be bad all year. The Jets were bad. Cardinals, God bless them. I rooted for them, but they were bad. You know, there were teams last year that were bad and bad, super bad. Titans were bad. Titans fired their coach and were bad. But the Titans still showed fight in their games, and you saw Cam Ward improve as the season went on.
Yeah.
Which was even something which is pretty incredible for a rookie quarterback that lost his head coach 5 weeks into the season. The Raiders, there was never really an improvement. It was just bad football. And like I said, well, we saw the video evidence there of me watching the game. Like, that was my – you're not going to find a truer, more visceral reaction to that. Like, that's not me acting. That's not me trying to do something. That was just me at that point. Like I said, it had taken over an hour and a half to complete the first half. It was a bad first half. The Raiders and Geno Smith and whatever play calls the Raiders were doing were bad. And there were flags. The referees were always bad. And it had just gotten to the point where I just snapped. It's very rare that bad football will just make me have that kind of reaction. But there it is. And that's what I mean. Like, that's how bad Raiders football was last year. I don't think there's a question about that. Let me check in on – I got to go back because I was trying to look at Mrs. Met too much. That's the problem. YouTube. No, I want to go back to – that's what I want to see. How is – oh, good game. 4:45 remaining in the first half. Duke 30, St. John's 28. And Duke just got a basket and the foul, so they get the and one. 32-28 now, Duke, with a free throw coming up. 4:43 remaining in the first half. Let's go, Duke! I'm excited for that. Somebody did ask in here earlier. I think it might have been our boy brother there. Brother BKL Sports Entertainment Show. He was like, did you guys check on your bracket challenge? And I had brought this up earlier on, I think it was last week. This is the first year I can remember where I didn't fill out a bracket. Yeah. And it was just, I feel, maybe it's the old age getting to me. Maybe it's something like that. It feels, like, I don't get excited about the cool, fun things that I used to. Like, I always look forward to March Madness and watching all the games. And this year I was just kind of like, like I had almost forgotten like it was even on. Like, until it started, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. The tournament's going. I was like, and like St. Patrick's Day, I used to always look for, we hired a driver once to drive us around on St. Patrick's Day so we could go all the different bars and drink and have. Do you remember we went to that one old people bar? We walked in that bar and everybody was like fucking 70 years old. And we were just like, we're here. We might as well get a beer and then go. Like, that was weird.
I felt like we were the guys from the Animal House when they walked into the Jazz.
Right, when they walked into the party, the Otis Day and the Nights, but except for that, it was like, we're going to die because we're just, death is going to lump us in with everybody else that's in here. Jesus Christ. Which, by the way, Animal House, great movie. Oh, my God. Yes. We're the only white people in here. We're going to die. What a great movie. Lord and Chet says, thoughts on the Redskins sneak peek uniform. I haven't seen a sneak peek of it. I think we generally understand it's going to be the Super Bowl uniform. From what I understand, it's only going to be a gloss. They're changing the helmet back from satin. They're going to change the gloss again. But that outside of that, it's all going to generally be the same. I haven't seen anything super different on that. I can check and see on my logo message board.
They're announcing that on April 5th.
April 15th. I thought it was April 15th.
I know it's a Sunday. So I was like, maybe I'll see if maybe I'll join you.
Because I think the Ravens are doing something too. April 2nd, that's going to be the Falcons.
Okay.
So we're doing that one. Lloyd says they keep hinting at the logo. They're not bringing back the logo.
If they bring it back the logo, they're not going to be sneaky about it. Like, that's going to get leaked and blow up real quick.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any particular leaks or anything. Yeah, April 15th. Yeah. Oh, the video. Yeah, no, I've seen the video. It's not. It's not anything. They don't really show anything too much in there. Just they show the box and they show. Oh, we're gonna walk by there. Like we have the general idea of what it is. Yeah, they showed the old Super Bowl pictures of the Redskins and the Redskins uniform. So that's what he says. They flashed the logo 3 times. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think what they said, especially what Josh Harris said, is whether or not they bring the name back or bring the logo back. He says he did want to connect the team to its past, no matter what anybody thinks about it. The Washington Redskins won those Super Bowls. The Washington Redskins have a history that goes back to 1933, and we'll see that. Somebody on the board said it figures that a team from Washington, D.C. would pick tax day to unveil their new uniforms. That's actually pretty funny. But yeah, here's the thing. It's a first of all, it was a great looking uniform. If you change the name, you change everything like that. You shouldn't have changed the uniforms because they were great looking uniforms. They are one of the better looking uniforms in the NFL. That being said, for somebody who's come out and says, "Oh, people are trying to say, oh, they're never coming back with the logo. They're never going to come back with the name. Stop it. They're not going to do that." You're coming back with the uniform that is identical in every way to the Washington Redskins uniform. Just you put a W instead of Two Guns White Calf on the side of the helmet. Every time somebody sees that uniform, they're going to see the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, if your idea was like, well, we're going to push ourselves and separate ourselves, you're not separating yourself from the name. By having this, you bringing this back as your full-time uniform, you're not separating yourself from the name. And then especially if, as some people have rumored, that the alternate uniform might be the Spear uniform, modified in some way, or maybe it'll just be the Spear uniform. That's definitely not going to quash any of those rumors. So my point with all of this is, when it comes to the Redskins, and I think this will be our last point before we get out of here. My point with the Redskins is kind of like how people were trying to say back in 2020 of just rip the Band-Aid off and get rid of the name and do all kind of stuff. It feels like we've reached a point now here in 2026 of just rip the Band-Aid off, put the name back. Let's get that done. And I did kind of post an updated version how I would make the new Two Guns White Calf logo for the Redskins in the Discord. It's also posted on Twitter if you're paying attention. If you look down there, you can find where my Twitter is. At King_ST Sports, I believe. I think. I don't even know what my fucking name is on Twitter. Who knows? But yeah, it's also in our Discord, which the link is in the chat or in the description below if you want to join there. It's quiet. We don't got much going on there, but you can go in there and make it rowdy. It's fun. But I feel like at this point, as much as people on the one side of the argument want to say, no, it's already been settled, it's already done. Well, that's what people were saying before 2020 about getting rid of the name. It's done, it's settled, it's not going to happen, stop it. But now the name has been changed. It's been overwhelmingly rejected. The uniforms are overwhelmingly rejected. Now you're bringing back the Redskins uniform just without Chief Two Guns on there, which is probably one of the best and most respectful logos that has ever been depicting of a Native American. It feels like the winds are going the other way, and it feels like, I don't want to say inevitable because nothing in this world ever is inevitable. We don't know. But the momentum, Big Mo, is certainly on the side, it feels like, of... And we said this last year when they introduced these as alternates. And we had a whole podcast about it, and I even asked you the question. I was like, does this feel like a dipping the toe in the water moment of gauging where this is? Because this is the thing, too. If you go on to the Washington Commanders Twitter account where they posted that video of the video coming up. Everything underneath it is just make them Redskins cowards. Where's the Redskins? Redskins. Hail to the Redskins. What are they going to? You have one or two that are just like, oh my God, these people just won't stop talking. It's not coming back, people. Stop it. Stop talking about it. It's never coming back. Just embrace the Commanders for who they are. It's like, all right. But everybody else is just like, bring back the fucking Redskins. Bring it back. Bring it back. There's no reason for it not to be back. You have gone this far. You know, you have gone the 92% of the way. Just go the rest of the way. Slap the logo on the helmet. Change the name. I don't know. Here's the thing, too. I think the biggest thing is going to be the name for a lot of people. And that might be the biggest argument. Even though I think a majority of people want the name back, too. That's going to be where you're going to have the people in charge, like Josh Harris, and people are going to be a little skittish about it. So I don't know. But here's the thing. Just the logo was never the problem. And I brought this up a bunch of times. They threw the baby out with the bathwater. If you didn't like the name, you didn't want the name. If the name was the talking point for you, you could make an argument against it if you wanted to. The logo never fit any narrative of being a racist logo. It never fit the narrative of being a caricature like the Indians logo or something like that, which, again, I understood the reason why people wanted Chief Wahoo gone. I got that. I'm not saying whether or not I agree with it or not. I understood. Because if you look at Chief Wahoo, maybe not the most respectful depiction of an Indian. All right? Maybe not. But Two Guns White Calf on the side of a helmet, drawn by a Native American. Like, what are we, like, I felt like even if they just went back to Washington football team, which a lot of people liked, believe it or not, compared to Commanders, a lot of people like Washington football team.
Yeah.
If you just had that, kept the logo, kept the uniforms, kept everything, and just called them Washington football team, I honestly think even that would be preferable than what Snyder and his wife did to the uniforms and to the name. They're bad. Washington Commanders is a bad name. The uniforms were bad. They're getting rid of it, thank God. And we'll see where it goes from there. But, will they add the logo? Are they going to surprise everybody and just be like, ha-ha, fooled y'all, we are the Redskins again. Like, I feel like something like that would have leaked out by now.
Yeah, like, because you would have to go back to, like, trademarks and stuff like that.
Well, because you'd have to fight that too, because back during, I think it was the Obama administration, the trademark and patent office, under political pressure, made the trademark null and void.
Oh, okay.
So, like, they said you couldn't trademark the name. So if they wanted to, they would have to fight that and then get it trademarked again. And if that was somebody on this message board, where anybody associated with Chris Creamer, something like that, would have already come forward with, look what came through the trademark and patent office today. This is something like that. So I feel like that would have leaked already. So we would have known if they were doing it. Because that happened when they were changing the name. They had trademarked a couple of, like, what was it, Hogs and Red Tails and Red Wolves and Commanders, and they had trademarked all of those. And then when it came, they picked Commanders, but they had already trademarked all that. So we had an inkling, an idea of where they were going. If they were going to do that, it would have come through already that, look at this. Josh Harris and the Harris Corporation, whoever owns it, trademarked Redskins. They're trying to trademark Redskins. They're trying to trademark all that. So that would have come through. We would have understood that already. And that hasn't happened. So I don't think that's, at least for now. And here's the thing. I think this is the last little grace period, because it has been 5 years since they changed their uniforms. But I think they got a grace period from the NFL because of the whole name change, stuff like that. They got special exemptions. So now, like, they're changing their uniforms back to this. Oops, sorry, punch my mic. And that's fine. But after this, they can't really do anything logo-wise or anything like that for 5 years. Now now the rules are going to be back in place. So unless they do something now, They're going to be the Washington Commanders for the next 5 years with this uniform. For at least the next 5 years. So, and by then, there will be a different administration in the White House. And who knows which way the winds will be blowing at that point. And maybe that's what Josh Harris is hoping, is to kick the can down the road and not have to make that decision. In which case, then, if something else happens or somebody else gets elected, a different party, different ideology, whatever, that then he would face another, you don't want to keep on ping-ponging back and forth between this shit. So I understand that from his point of view, from a business point of view, maybe seeing what happens. But as far as that goes, I haven't seen anything come through the Trademark and Patent Office saying that they have tried to trademark Redskins or any other variant names on that end. So it feels like for now, it is Washington Commanders, unfortunately. Like I said, even Washington football team would be better. With these kind of Redskins-esque uniforms just missing the fucking Redskin. It is what it is, I don't know. It's all retarded to me. They should have never changed the name, but that's just my thought. That's just my theory. That's all I care about. Jimbo, any last thoughts before we get the hell out of here?
No, let's go Orioles. Please don't suck
Orioles.
Worse than the Raiders.
And
what would you rather? Wait, actually, one last question. And it'll be real quick. What would you rather watch? Orioles on TV or another Raiders game from last year?
Baseball on TV. Baseball, because I know what I'm getting into. I know what I'm getting into with baseball. And I can get like super drunk. And just watch baseball. That's what I would do at live games anyway. I used to go to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees games when they were still the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees. Now they're the Rail Riders, which that certainly has no jokes connected to it whatsoever. And I used to go there. Me and my ex-wife had season tickets, so we'd go up there and have some dogs. I'd get a couple beers. Get super drunk, and you just sit there and watch the games. It was fun. Like, it was great. But, I think I would do that. I think also, too, watch a Raiders game live at the stadium or watch a baseball game, an Orioles game. I'll go to an Orioles game. I want to go to Camden Yards. I do want to see a game there. Going to a baseball game, I still think is great.
Yeah.
If you're looking to just fucking relax, going to a baseball game, having a couple of fucking beers, sitting in the stands, watch a couple of fucking millionaires run around the base badly, I think it's fun. I think that's fine. Football has always, to me, been more involved as far as emotionally involved for me. It's always been like, come on, do something, It's always that aggressive, warlike kind of thing. George Carlin did a whole bit on it. You can go watch that over on YouTube. Difference between football and baseball, great. But I feel like that's kind of where I would end up with that. It's just like, even a football game, I would be too into it. Hell, we went to Notre Dame and Navy last year.
Yeah.
And we blew out Navy. Even still, at the end of the game, I'm like, oh, yeah, interception, run it back. We're up by 50 points. Who gives a shit? I do, because I'm watching football, man. It's what you do. But, thanks for joining us, everybody, for another edition of the Open Bar. Thank you for all your questions. And again, we're kind of doing this more like a Q&A thing. Like, you guys want to come in here with questions and ask us stuff, that's fine. That's fantastic. I want to thank everybody for doing that. Everybody for joining us. Some of the new people we had coming in here joining us as well. We had Samantha in here. Thank you so much, Samantha. We had Brother BKL in here. Thank you so much, Brother BKL, for joining us as well. Man, it's been a while since I've seen him in here. Thank you so much. Everybody out there, enjoy your Fridays. Enjoy your weekend. Fridays. It's only one. It's only one Friday here. You should enjoy all your Fridays, but for this Friday, enjoy the rest of this Friday. Enjoy your weekend, your Saturday, your Sundays, as it were, and just have a great time. I was trying to think of something, poignant to say before we get out of here, but I don't know if I really have. Just, don't be an asshole. How about that? Spread love. It's all about love, baby. So be all loving And
all you need is love.
take care. Stop with the Beatles.
All you need is love.
One thing I don't love is the fucking Beatles. God damn, I fucking hate the Beatles. And John Lennon. And I know you named your 2 dogs after fucking Beatles, John Lennon and Ringo, but still, fuck them. I hate them. Not the dog. I love your dogs. I'm not Hassan. I love dogs. I'm not going to shock your dogs. Or, take a fucking pretend trip to Cuba and fucking do. Not that I get political, but what a fucking joke that fucking Hassan Piker is, dude. What a fucking joke he is. I just need to. That's how I'd. Hassan Piker's a joke. Fuck him. Just for you. Spread love. Spread joy. You be happy. You be joyful. Until next Friday for the open bar, I'm your boy King. That's your good friend Jimbo right over there. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. We will talk to you later. Lloyd says, I hate Yoko Ono. That's the way to end the stream.
I
Fuck
agree.
Yoko.